Right, so what we're going to be doing is the gearbox oil on 2004 WRX 5-speed. What you're going to need is a few little bits. You're going to want to need your fully synthetic 75/90 oil. Make sure you've got an API GL5 specifications, a drain pan of some sort, a funnel. It's better off to go and get the little adapter so you can get to the dipstick, make it a bit easier. An empty bottle. You'll need some sort of WD-40 or spray, hammer possibly, and maybe a breaker bar depending on how tight it is, and your T70 bit. This has not been done in over 10 years, so I presume it's going to be really hard to get off. The fluid, it should take about 3.5 litres in the actual gearbox, and the rear diff, which I'll probably add in a video as well, is about 0.8 litres to a litre. So go ahead, let it warm up, reach the operating temperature. It'll help get any of the gunk out of the car or any metal shavings, as oils like honey more or less represent the same thing, properties. When it's cold it's a lot thicker and hard to get out, and when it's at the temperature it's a lot easier and you'll get more of any gunk or shavings that I just said out. So just go ahead and turn your car off, and then I'll show you whereabouts it is underneath. Just make sure you've gone ahead and raised the vehicle up so you can get just underneath, so I've put it on ramps. I'll just show you whereabouts the Torx bit is, where you need to drain from the gearbox. Right, so once you're under the car, you'll want to remove, this is like your underbelly where it would be, because that's your sump. Just remove that underbelly, under tray, so you'll see just where the under tray is for the gearbox. Behind it, it's where your downpipe is, if you can see that. In that area you'll see a Torx bit here. Just go ahead and pop your Torx bit in there and crack it off. So as you can see, it is a T70 bit. What we'll do, well, what I've already done is I've gone ahead and sprayed it and soaked it before with some WD-40 to help the process. But just go ahead and remove that and get your drain pan underneath. So a little advice, so you got breaker bar and I had it in, it would not crack. I even got my gun out, which I know you're not supposed to do, but just to try and crack it. It was struggling, so I left it because I didn't want to damage anything. A little bit of advice, if you've got a little cloth, anything like this, and you've got some brake fluid around, just soak it in brake fluid and rub it around the bolt, and it'll break any rust that's on it. And even still, when I went to crack it, this was bending a lot, but it might help you if you're in the same position as me. As you can see, I've taken it off the car and you can see all the excess of the sludge. It's been building up in there, and little shavings. It was a bit grindy going into gear, so hopefully anything that was loose in there will help it a bit better, but if not, look at that. So go ahead, make sure you just go ahead and wipe this and clean it all up before you put it back in the car. So what you'll do is let it all drain out. You can smell it, it stinks, but you can smell the burning from it as well. So go ahead, once it's gone ahead and drained completely into your pan, just go ahead and tighten this up. Then I've removed a lot of the dirt off of it. Well, metal shavings I said, not dirt. Sadly there is a lot of metal shavings. Before you go ahead and put it in, because the oil's completely drained now, you just clean it up as best you can. I believe these are magnetic, so it does help capture the metal shavings like you saw, but it'll only capture so much onto the magnet. Just go ahead, give it a good old clean, and you can just go ahead and pop it back on the car. And just clean the threads as well and the washer up. If you can, get hold of a new washer. As you can see, this is coming out quite nice and clean now, so it'll be good. So once you've put your bolt on the bottom of the gearbox, and you tighten it up and you're happy with it. Just go ahead and remove your stick, get your funnel, and pop that down into there. So I thought I'd do this on camera because it's right in the way I was going to stand. Just pop that in there like so, and then go ahead and pour 3.5 litres in, and you can then go ahead and put your dipstick back in and it should be ready to go. So just go ahead, pour out your old gearbox oil into an old container. It's 3.5 litres, so you're better off with something about 5 litres, especially if you're going to do the rear diff. I'll probably make another little video on that. It's just cracking about. But as you can hear, I've got the car running, and I don't know if the camera will actually go off here. Let me just take it off the stand. So what I've gone ahead and done, I left it running. There's nothing dripping out of it. I did double check it when I was filling it up as well, and I'm just letting it have a little run, just warm everything up. And I just went and made sure it was going into gear all right, and it seems to be so far a lot better, because it always used to stick going into first and reverse, and it's now seems a lot better. So fingers crossed it'll help, and it'll help anyone else that's got any of the same issues, or you just want to do general maintenance.